Hey, what is going on YouTube? Today I want to talk a bit about getting ready for Street Fighter 6 because this topic comes up all the time whenever a new game in a series is about to come out. People always ask the question, should I play the previous entry to prepare for the upcoming entry? And you can see a lot of the hype for Street Fighter 6 coming up, and a lot of people asking these types of questions by browsing Twitter or things like R Street Fighter. I can't really scroll through R Street Fighter, and it's not my favorite subreddit because you see these not safe for work tags are actually all over the subreddit, so people focus a lot on their favorite characters more than discussing the games. But I've been seeing the discussions pop up. A lot of new people are getting into Street Fighter 5 right now. They're asking questions about the game, about mechanics and things like that to prepare for the upcoming entry in the franchise. When they're learning Street Fighter 5, they realize that there's no resources to help them learn the game, and that the FGC actually carries them in terms of learning. And this is true, but you can go to places like R Street Fighter and go to the Fighting Game Glossary, Geef's Gym, find these kind of resources. So people are realizing the trouble of learning Street Fighter and fighting games in general. Hopefully Street Fighter 6 will handle this well with the single player content and their more in-depth training mode tutorials, which they've already revealed. So I think this will be a bit easier with Street Fighter 6. But you can see people are getting into these kind of issues with Street Fighter 5. People are also finding out that Street Fighter 5 is so much fun. So much fun because, they heard that Street Fighter 5 sucked on release, but it must be a problem with the launch, not about how the game is now. So people are also finding that they're having fun with Street Fighter 5 as well. And basically a lot of people are trying it out, and the question is this actually effective for helping you get up to speed and preparing for Street Fighter 6? And I gotta say, basically, yeah, it's gonna be effective. I think 100% if you are interested in Street Fighter 6 and you want to hit the ground running and you've never played a fighting game before, if you're brand new to the franchise, brand new to fighting games of the genre especially, if you want to learn a bit about the basics of Street Fighter 6, playing Street Fighter 5 and learning Street Fighter 5 is 1000% going to help you out. And I'll go into more detail about the specific mechanics and the basics because I think Street Fighter 6 is an opportunity to rehash the basics for a whole new generation of players. Normally I don't do like basic level tutorials on my channel, but I'll probably do a little bit about that and how it can help you gear up for Street Fighter 6. So if you're one of the 40% of people who aren't subbed to the channel already but are watching this video, you can go ahead and do that to get ready for that video coming up. But basically, yeah, Street Fighter 6 as it plays right now, at its core, its fundamental gameplay loop is very heavily influenced by Street Fighter 5, very heavily, which is also, say it's the same to say it's very heavily influenced by Street Fighter 4 and previous Street Fighters. I think 4, 5, and 6 are all evolutions of each other, and they all feature a bunch of the same mechanics. You have your link combos, which I think is something that people get really tripped up on when they go to the Street Fighter franchise and are new to fighting games. You have basic things like special cancels, a target combo, a cross-up, blocking, and some of these terms I'm throwing out might not even be things you've heard of before if you're brand new to fighting games, right? So there's a bunch of lingo that you're going to have to get used to. And I think jumping into Street Fighter 5 and getting into the FGC, browsing Twitter, going to YouTube resources, going to R Street Fighter and looking up resources like the Fighting Game Glossary and looking up Geef's Gym will definitely help you understand the lingo, because I think that's a big part of understanding fighting games is learning the language. So you should definitely check out the glossary, definitely check out Street Fighter 5 and practice some of the fundamentals of the game. It will 100% translate to immediate success. The main gameplay loop of Street Fighter 6 is basically Street Fighter 5 to a high degree, minus the drive system. So the big defining feature of Street Fighter 6, which makes it Street Fighter 6, is, there's a ton of basically universal mechanics that leverage the drive meter, right? You have drive rush, drive impact, drive parry, overdrive, which is EX meter. All of these drive mechanics use one central meter and interplay with each other and make the game unique. But if you get rid of that drive meter, it's pretty much like Street Fighter 5, right? There's definitely some nuance and differences between the two, but you have the same basic loop, grounded based gameplay, grounded based footsies, confirming to similar types of combos. You have similar throw mechanics, similar cross-up mechanics. It's all very, very similar, minus the next level, which is mastering the mental stack with the drive meter, which we'll also talk about in upcoming videos on this channel as well. So I really think that in this case, when you ask, should I play the previous entry of the fighting game to get ready for the next one, with Street Fighter 6, 100%. Play Street Fighter 5. I think you will find that if you spend some time playing Street Fighter 5, you'll hit the ground running with Street Fighter 6 a lot more, and you'll be able to day one dive into it and play the game. 100%. Street Fighter, seasoned Street Fighter 5 players will be playing Street Fighter 6 day one. They'll be playing the game and understanding how to play it to a certain degree, and then learn the Street Fighter 6 specifics as they go on. So definitely don't be scared to pick up Street Fighter 5. I think you can get it on sale. It's often on sale. Even if you get Street Fighter 4, like just I think of the last two versions of Street Fighter are the most similar to Street Fighter 6 and will definitely help you out. I think Third Strike and Street Fighter 2 are a bit different. They can help, but I think Street Fighter 5 and 4 have very similar input interpreters. The way they read special moves, rather, is very similar to 4 and 5. I think 5 has the same combo system because it feels like Street Fighter 6 also has the same input buffer to make links easier. So the most similar for sure is 5. 4 will work too. I think once you go to 3 and 2, you'll learn some of the basics, but the execution requirements are higher. So you might have more of a learning curve with those. I think the easiest thing would be to play 5, and you'll understand how 6 will play to a degree. Don't be scared to pick it up. Dive right in. Learn some of the resources out there. Street Fighter 6 will probably do a much better job of teaching you within the game with single player content and training mode tools. But if you want a head start, 100% pick up Street Fighter 5 and start learning today. You won't regret it when Street Fighter 6 releases. That's all for this video. Just wanted to kind of share my thoughts on that because I see a lot of people discussing it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.